Hey everybody, welcome back. Klesso here. This is round 3 of Grand Arena 5v5 Season 3. Here's a look at my defense. Now this time I did something that I've never done before. I went crazy hard defense. Revan, JTR, Treya, Box, CLS, Palpatine lead. These are all 4 of these I use on offense almost exclusively. Here's a look at my ship. This is the hardest ship team in the game right now, the Mace lead. And here is a look at his defense. We got Phoenix, Night Sisters, First Order, Bastila, Bossk, and Ewoks. All pretty standard stuff. I gambled on this one. Here's a look at the ships. Akbar lead. I did something different where I went crazy hard defense. And just counting on my counters to clear more teams than his. I don't think I'm going to clear the entire board, but I just figure maybe I can beat 4 or 5 teams and he can only beat 1 or 2. So here's some gameplay. First off, Night Sisters. So use Imperial Troopers. Once you get zombie to die once, it's pretty much game over. Every time someone dies, it supercharges Imperial Troopers. Now, Range Trooper really makes this team go. Since the zombie rework, it's been hit or miss with Imperial Troopers versus Night Sisters. But with Range Trooper, it's pretty much guaranteed. It's super easy. Imperial Troopers always make for a very fast battle. That's that. Full clear, 60 banners. Can't beat that. Alright, next up, I'm going to go against their First Order. And I like always using Ewoks against First Order, even though this is a maxed First Order team, even with better speeds, which is kind of crazy because my Ewoks are pretty quick. So the fact that they're going first and all that, that's pretty good. But once it's my turn, then it's pretty much only my turn. They'll get a couple more hits in, but nothing major. And it's really, there's so much control with Ewoks. Get the taunt up. Now, clear the buffs. AoE. So you can just kind of pick on one person and keep picking them apart. And if you get a taunt, you can just clear it with Papu's basic. So now we'll remove that turn meter from Kylo Ren on Mass. Go back to First Order Stormtrooper, whittle him down. Alright, 1 down. Now let's go for a First Order officer. Get the taunt back up. Hide Wicket, AoE, remove the debuffs, remove turn meter, get rid of the taunt, go back to work on SF TIE Pilot. Mass attack, call Log Ray. Alright, now into Executioner. You can see how easy this is with Ewoks. It's never in question. This is what I consider to be First Order's best counter. And it's a team that a lot of people don't put on defense, because Ewoks can be beat pretty easily with Wampa and Nest. So, but it's a great count. A lot of people have maxed First Order teams, and it's just so easy to take them out with Ewoks. Highly recommend that. Alright, that's it. Next we're going to battle their Bastila team, and I'm going to use my standard Kira lead with Nest and Hermit Yoda. This is another, and then all you do is put it on auto, and Nest will do the rest. Kira, I barely have geared. She's kind of in there just to be the lead, and she can die as soon as she needs to. You just put a Omega on her lead ability, and that supercharges Nest. And then with Hermit Yoda, you put Master's Training on her, and then that gives her the advantages of Master's Training, and then you just hit auto, and you're done. You know, she just, as the battle goes on, she hits harder and harder, and it's pretty easy. It's one reason why I haven't geared Kira yet, because I did build the Scoundrel triple tank team, but you need Kira and Nest or Mission for that, and I don't really want to use... Well, this works so easy, and so many people put Bastila on defense. It's nice just to be able to do this and know you got an easy, guaranteed win. You don't even have to use a full 5 people, and it actually helps if Kira dies sooner than later. That's one reason why I haven't geared her too high. The faster she dies, the faster they have to only attack Nest, and then she counters at massive damage. You can see they're not getting any stuns or anything because I got so much tenacity on Nest. That's really the trick with this team, is you want to mod 3 tenacity sets, no speed. You don't want her to take turns. You just want all the damage to come from counters. And then make sure you have a tenacity cross on her as well. And then if you can 6-dot that mod, that helps even more. And then for the other mods of all 3 tenacity sets, try to have as high secondary tenacity on those, and then it's just easy picking from there. Jolie will bring him back a few times, but by then Nest is hitting so hard, if he hits them, they die again real fast. And you can see right there, Yoda's done. Super easy. Oh, there, Jolie's about out, and Jolie's gone. Now it's really over. As soon as Jolie's gone and can't bring anyone back, game, set, match on that. Alright. Super easy. My gamble has paid off on this because I set the hardest defense I really could in anticipation of, instead of this thing where I clear the board and they clear the board and then I lose by a point or two, which has been happening to me, I figured I'd try to throw a monkey wrench in there and put as hard as defense as I can, and if I can't clear the whole board, then maybe they can't either, and maybe my counters can do more than what their great meta teams can do. Now we're going against a maxed Phoenix squad, and this was probably overkill, because the thing is, Wampa by himself can usually take out an entire Phoenix squad. There's scenarios where if he's not modded with enough tenacity, he can get days on him, so then he doesn't counter. You don't want that. So just to be safe, since I knew I was undermanned on offense, I put in a little bit more than I needed to. But you can see here, Wampa starts doing crazy damage on these guys, and it's almost unfair. Once Wampa starts taking off, it's almost like Nest versus Kira, or Nest versus Bastila. There goes L3, but it doesn't really matter. Tenacity up. Rex lead is really good with Wampa too. I probably could have got away with just a Rex lead and Wampa, and that probably would have done the trick. But maybe it probably would have even been faster, honestly, because they would have been forced to hit Wampa. Then he would have countered and done massive damage, and I would have got more points. But I've never done this before. I've just heard about it, seen it on other videos, so I was a little scared to go too much. All right. Next up is their Ewoks. So I'm going to use my Zeta Finn, and with this team, I like to use Sidious because his AoE has expose, and that's the whole thing to making the Zeta Finn work. You do expose with Poe, and then you hit everybody with expose. All right, now I got expose on everybody, and from here it's over so fast. If you can outspeed a team, this is always and the team doesn't have super high tenacity to start the battle. This is always a great team to use. Doesn't get much easier than this, folks. Alright. Now, I've got their bounty hunter team left, but I really don't have anything that I think that can beat it. So I'm going to do their ships, because that I should be able to take out pretty darn easily, even though I set an incredibly hard defensive fleet. Still got all the bugs with the Thrawn lead, which is great for taking ships out fast. Alright. They just do such massive damage. Now, Akbar, they're going to go first and do some stuff, but then it's my turn, and then it's pretty much game over. And these ships are all highly geared of his, but Genosians do a bunch of damage real fast. They can be a little squishy, but you'll notice here I just bring in Biggs, and I'll get that taunt, so then the Genosians can't get hit now. Alright, down to just Ghost. Game over. Super easy. Now, I knew when I set my JTR on defense that I wouldn't be able to beat this team. I knew I was only going to beat 4, maybe 5, depending on what they set on defense. It was pretty obvious what they were going to set, so I figured my counters could do it. But I gambled a little bit. Like I said, I put JTR on defense. Even though that team with C-3PO is one of the best offensive teams in the game, it's also incredibly hard to beat on defense if you don't know exactly what you're doing, because it's so fast with C-3PO, and you get out of hand real quick with all the confusion and all those buffs. So I tried this. I knew it wasn't going to work. Then I still got my Phoenix team, and I knew that, I mean, you got to have a good, you need JTR or CLS or a team like that, really, to beat a good Bossk team. Sometimes I use my Zeta Finn if I got better speeds, but this guy's Bossk is super fast and has tons of protection. And if something goes wrong and you don't get a couple exposes, then that Zeta Finn team just doesn't work. So I didn't even bother trying that. So I don't beat this team, and that's fine. I cleared the rest of his board except for that. My goal was really to just beat more teams instead of clearing the board and letting him clear the board and then letting it come down to who had more full health and more full protection, because that's been happening to me a lot lately. So, and unfortunately, the person I was playing only attacked one team, my Emperor Palpatine team. They beat it on the first try, and then they didn't bother attacking anymore. I'm sure they knew the writing was on the wall. They're not going to beat Revan and Traya and CLS and Bounty Hunters and JTR. It's not happening. They might be able to take out a couple of them because they still had CLS and JTR and Night Sisters. You know, they had a bunch of stuff they could, or not Night Sisters, but a bunch of stuff they could use. This guy had a really good roster, but I thought mine was a bit better. And I just, after losing by a couple points on full clears the last few times, I figured I'd try something different. Go all defense, and it looks like it might have scared the person off a little bit to even bother attacking the whole thing. I waited as long as I could to do this video just to see, because I wanted to, you know, if he did attack, show you where he stumbled or where he, you know, maybe he beats me. I didn't think that he could beat that many good teams, but he really didn't even bother. You can see there I tried 6 times against the bounty hunters and killed a couple characters, but that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching. This was round 3 of Grand Arena 5v5 season 3. I really appreciate everyone subscribing. Until we do this again, thank you.